Have you ever wondered what holds the universe together, quietly weaving everything, from the tiniest speck of dust to the grandest galaxies, into a cosmic dance? What invisible force reaches across vast emptiness, shaping the paths of planets, stars, and even your own heartbeat without a whisper? Tonight, we drift into that gentle mystery, gravity, the silent architect of the cosmos. Welcome to the thoughtful night. Before we begin, take a moment to get comfortable. Perhaps lie back, let your eyes close softly, and allow your thoughts to wander among the stars. And if you're joining from somewhere special, leave a comment below. I'd love to know where in the world you are watching. Don't forget to subscribe so we can explore the quiet wonders of the universe together. Tonight, we'll travel along the invisible threads that tug and pull, shaping the universe in ways we rarely notice. From the soft curve of space-time to the slow spiral of galaxies, from the intimate pull between Earth and Moon to the distant tug of unseen worlds, gravity is a story told not in sound, but in movement. And as we drift through this narrative, let it gently guide your mind into curiosity, awe, and rest. Imagine a universe where every object whispers to another, a silent conversation spanning billions of light years, yet as delicate as the fall of a feather. That is the poetry of gravity. Invisible, intangible, but undeniably present, connecting all things in an endless, graceful embrace. Tonight, we'll follow its quiet paths, feeling its pull not just in the stars above, but in the very rhythm of your own breathing. By the end of this journey, you'll see gravity not just as a force, but as a storyteller, a tender, patient guide, showing you the interconnectedness of everything. So breathe deeply, let your thoughts float like dust in sunlight, and let us begin our voyage along the invisible threads of gravity. When a pebble slips from your fingers and kisses the surface of a pond, ripples stretch outward in quiet concentric circles. The water seems to move with intention, yet the force that guides the stone is invisible, silent, and patient. You might not notice it in the sway of a tree branch or the slow settling of autumn leaves, but there it is, a gentle pull, an ever-present embrace that anchors everything to the world. Gravity is the quiet thread that binds our lives. It is the invisible hand that draws a cup of tea to the table, the slow descent of a feather, and the soft hug of the ground beneath your feet. It hums beneath every moment, connecting the smallest particle to the vast expanse above. Without it, water would drift in aimless eddies, and the sky would no longer have a horizon to meet. In the early morning, as sunlight pours through a window, dust motes float like tiny dancers in the golden beam. Gravity nudges them downward, urging each particle into a delicate ballet. Even the breeze cannot suspend them forever. They are part of a rhythm older than memory itself. This subtle presence shapes not just matter, but time, moments, and quiet sensation. Imagine for a moment the tides along a shore. Oceans swell and retreat, guided by a force that stretches across space. The moon's gentle tug, invisible and persistent, moves billions of gallons of water, orchestrating a rhythm older than human thought. Our bodies, mostly water, are subtly reminded of this pull with every breath, every heartbeat. Gravity is both distant and intimate, cosmic and personal, a bridge between the farthest stars and the warmth of your own hands. Look around you. Every chair, every stone, every blade of grass exists in conversation with an unseen partner. Rocks lean toward earth as if in quiet homage. Seeds fall, settle, and root, finding the path of least resistance, pulled ever so softly downward. Gravity is patient. It does not hurry. Its work is steady, eternal, and unspoken. Even the air we breathe is shaped by this invisible force. Clouds drift and gather, droplets fall as gentle rain, rivers carve valleys over millennia. Every movement, however subtle, is part of a silent choreography that stretches across scales unimaginable. Gravity whispers in waterfalls, in swinging branches, in the soft settling of your own body as you sit or lie down. The universe, at its core, behaves like a delicate web, woven of threads that cannot be seen but are felt everywhere. Stars, planets, and moons participate in this slow dance, their motions precise and deliberate, yet unnoticed in our busy lives. Gravity is a silent storyteller, narrating the paths of planets and the sway of galaxies, but it also speaks quietly to us. The rise and fall of your chest, the weight of your hand on a table, the gentle touch of your foot on the ground. Sometimes it is in stillness that you notice it most. The pause between breaths, the way your body nestles into a chair, the soft pull that reminds you of being grounded. These are echoes of the same force that shapes stars and binds galaxies, the same force that carved the canyons and raised mountains. From the smallest pebble to the farthest planet, everything participates in this cosmic lullaby. And though it is invisible, its effects are undeniable. Each day, without notice, you are held, guided, and carried by a thread that stretches across space. Gravity is not dramatic. It is quiet, consistent, a gentle reminder of connection. It is a whisper, a heartbeat, a lullaby that the universe sings softly to itself. From our backyard to the farthest reaches of the sky, these threads weave through all things, unseen but unbroken. They connect you to the moon's tides, to a falling leaf, to the distant stars that light the night. And as we prepare to step further into this exploration, let us feel the subtle pull beneath our feet and in our hearts, knowing that every motion, every breath, every quiet moment participates in a dance billions of years old. The story begins, as many do, with a simple apple. It falls from its tree, a quiet thud against the earth, and in that ordinary act, the extraordinary whispers to those who pause long enough to notice. Isaac Newton, they say, sat beneath such a tree watching, pondering. But it was not just the apple's descent that mattered. It was the realization that something unseen, something universal, was guiding it, pulling it gently toward the ground. A silent thread stretched from the heavens to the earth, invisible, unbroken, eternal. This thread, later named gravity, was no respecter of size or distance. It held the apple in its modest arc, and it held the planets in their majestic paths. For every falling leaf, every pebble rolling down a hill, the same invisible hand guided celestial bodies in their vast, silent ballet. There is poetry in this, small and large, near and far, all participating in the same cosmic song. Newton's discovery did not emerge in a vacuum. It was born of curiosity, of quiet observation, of the willingness to see wonder in what others might consider ordinary. The apple was more than fruit. It was a messenger, hinting at a harmony that stretched across the universe. And as he imagined the apple falling, he imagined more. The moon orbiting Earth, Earth orbiting the sun, the unseen cords of attraction connecting every planet, every star, every particle. Consider for a moment the Earth itself, spinning gently on its axis, tracing a wide path around the sun. Its orbit is not random, not hurried, but a careful, precise dance choreographed by gravity's quiet insistence. The moon, too, glides along its path, drawn into orbit as if tethered by invisible silk threads. And farther out, satellites hum silently along their programmed trajectories, obedient to the same cosmic laws. These threads, unseen and unbroken, hold not just matter, but rhythm and order itself. There is a beauty in this predictability, a comfort in knowing that the same forces that bring a dropped apple to rest also ensure that planets do not drift aimlessly into the void. The universe is not chaotic, though it may sometimes appear so. It is a tapestry, woven from threads of attraction, stretching from the tiniest speck of dust to the farthest stars. Every motion is accounted for, every path a note in a symphony that has played for billions of years. And yet, the wonder deepens when we realize that these threads existed long before we were here to notice them. The moon circled the earth long before humans looked up. The earth circled the sun long before our eyes learned to track its path. Gravity is patient. It is timeless. It moves silently, persistently, shaping destinies without hurry, without need for applause. In this way, we are both observers and participants in something far greater than ourselves. As you imagine the planets, orbiting in their quiet harmony, picture also the gentle pull that guides each comet, each asteroid, each speck of cosmic dust. Every object has a partner, a rhythm, a path it cannot escape. And yet, there is no coercion, only guidance. A soft, invisible hand that shapes without forcing, nudges without violence. There is a lesson in this, subtle and profound. Even in vastness, there is order. Even in emptiness, there is connection. The universe hums with these threads, and if you listen closely, you might hear their faint whisper in your own world. The apple falling, the moon rising, tides swelling and receding, clouds bending in the sky, they are all part of the same dialogue. Gravity is not just a law of physics. It is a lullaby, a constant presence, a quiet reminder that nothing is truly separate. Every atom, every mountain, every star is linked by this gentle pull, participating in an eternal, invisible dance. And as we trace these paths, the mind begins to stretch. Imagine satellites circling Earth, orbiting in perfect synchrony, their trails invisible yet perfectly predictable. Imagine the planets revolving around the sun, each with its own rhythm, yet part of a collective choreography that has persisted for eons. Even now, as you breathe and listen, the Earth itself is moving along its path, its silent course guided by threads that neither break nor tire. This is the quiet wonder that Newton glimpsed beneath the apple tree. The notion that the same force that grounds us also elevates us, that the simple act of a falling fruit can reveal the structure of the cosmos. And from these simple beginnings, a universe of thought unfolds. Gravity is not merely a pull. It is a connection, a bridge between what we see and what we can only imagine. It stretches across space, across time, across scales both immense and minute. And yet, the deeper we look, the more mysterious these threads become. For every orbit we trace, for every planet we chart, there are complexities we can barely fathom. There are subtleties, perturbations, and whispers of forces beyond our immediate perception. Gravity is at once familiar and enigmatic, a presence we feel in every step, yet a concept that stretches the mind to the stars. From the apple's descent to the grand arcs of planets and moons, the threads of gravity weave through all things, guiding, shaping, connecting. The patterns were there long before we noticed, and they will persist long after our fleeting time beneath the stars. And yet, by observing, by imagining, by feeling the pull even in our own bodies, we become part of this silent song. And so we continue, from the backyard to the farthest reaches of the sky, tracing the invisible threads that link everything. From apples to orbits, from drops of water to the sweep of planets, the universe moves in quiet harmony, held together by forces that whisper and hum and cradle the cosmos in their gentle grasp. And yet, the deeper we look, the more mysterious these threads become. Imagine a calm pond. Drop a pebble into it, and waves spread outward, circular, soft, unending until they fade into the distance. Now imagine space itself as that pond, the stars as the ripples, the planets as tiny bobbing leaves. When massive objects move, when stars spin or collide, the fabric of space and time shifts, sending waves outward that we can barely perceive. These are gravitational waves, the quiet tremors of the cosmos, vibrations of reality itself. The idea is almost unimaginable. The emptiness between stars is not empty at all. It is a vast stage, a pliable, dynamic sheet that can bend, stretch, and ripple. And when it moves, when it quivers with the passage of energy, it tells stories. Stories of colliding black holes, of merging neutron stars, of the violent births and silent deaths of objects so massive they bend light and time itself. These ripples move at the speed of light, traversing billions of kilometers, reaching even us, faint and subtle, but measurable with instruments of extraordinary precision. We, tiny observers on a small planet, can detect them. We can measure the faint stretching and squeezing of space, the imperceptible tug of a wave that has traveled for eons. And in doing so, we learn that the universe is not a static stage but a living, breathing entity, dynamic and restless. The fabric of reality quivers and hums, and we are not separate from it. We are part of its melody, participating in its rhythm simply by existing. Consider two black holes spiraling together, drawn by the threads of their own gravity. As they circle, they send waves outward, ripples in the cosmic pond. Time itself stretches and compresses. Space itself bends. Light curves around them. And billions of years later, on Earth, a detector feels the infinitesimal tug, a vibration smaller than a proton, proof that something unimaginable has occurred far across the cosmos. There is something deeply humbling in this realization. The universe communicates in whispers. We are surrounded by messages, signals, patterns that unfold over incomprehensible distances and timescales. A star explodes in a galaxy far away, and the tremor passes unnoticed for millennia, until, at a quiet moment, a small detector here records its echo. We are part of that echo. We are the listeners of a cosmic lullaby, sensing vibrations that began long before humanity existed. And yet, these ripples are not chaos. They follow rules, precise and elegant. The waves carry information about their origin, about mass, motion, and energy. They trace the dance of objects so massive and dense that our minds strain to grasp them. Each ripple is a fingerprint, unique, unrepeatable, a record of the universe's ongoing story. And when we measure them, when we interpret their subtle signals, we gain insight not only into distant events but into the very nature of reality. Space, then, is alive in a way we rarely notice. Even in the emptiest regions, the void is a medium, a stage, a flowing river of possibilities. Stars drift, planets orbit, black holes collide, and ripples flow outward in silence. Each vibration carries with it the memory of motion, the trace of force, the proof that space and time themselves are not fixed, but fluid, capable of bending and curving with grace and precision. Imagine standing on the surface of Earth, feeling the gravity that holds you down, and then expanding your mind outward. You are connected not just to the apple, not just to the moon, but to the distant mergers of stars, to waves that travel across millions of light years. Every ripple you detect is a story, a record of motion and energy, a message from the deep universe that reminds us how alive the cosmos truly is. And yet, for all their grandeur, these waves are gentle. They pass through matter without resistance, moving silently, leaving no trace on the oceans, the air, or our bodies. They are subtle reminders that the universe is vast and intricate, that its laws are delicate, and that even in its violence, there is elegance. Collisions of unimaginable power ripple outward, and we perceive them as a whisper. That whisper tells us everything about the fabric in which it travels. This is the paradox of the universe. Immense, violent, powerful events unfold across unimaginable distances, yet the signals that reach us are quiet, almost tender. The cosmos speaks softly, and we must listen carefully to understand its language. The ripples in the fabric are like the hushed tones of a lullaby, traveling for billions of years, waiting to be noticed, waiting to teach us about the interconnectedness of all things. And so, as you lie quietly, imagining these waves passing through you and the earth, know that you are part of a living, breathing universe. Each ripple, each vibration, each imperceptible stretch and squeeze carries a story. You are a witness to a symphony composed over billions of years, performed on a stage that spans the entirety of existence. Gravity was the first thread Newton revealed. Curved space and ripples in its fabric were the next revelation. From apples to orbits, from threads to ripples, the universe invites us to look deeper, to imagine more, to recognize that even emptiness is alive with motion. The quiet waves pass through everything, connecting everything, a cosmic reminder that nothing exists in isolation. And as we drift in thought, carried by the ripples, we understand a little more. Space itself is a fabric that listens, bends, and moves. And in its movement, it hums a lullaby for all who are willing to hear. Close your eyes and imagine the planets of our solar system as dancers, each moving to a silent, invisible rhythm. They do not stumble or rush. Their steps are precise, measured, and eternal. Mercury twirls closest to the sun, swift and light on its feet. Venus glides in a slower, more deliberate spin, her movement elegant, almost hesitant. Earth joins the rhythm, circling in a steady waltz, accompanied by the quiet sway of the moon, which clings close, keeping perfect time. Mars follows with a faint, reddish flare, and beyond, the giants, Jupiter and Saturn, sweep across the stage with a majesty so profound that it seems to slow time itself. Each of these dancers exerts a gentle influence on the others. Their gravitational pulls are subtle cues, guiding the steps without commands. Sometimes the movements align in perfect resonance, a cosmic harmony that can last for centuries, millennia, or even longer. Other times, a planet nudges another ever so slightly, a soft correction, a reminder that even in this vast, silent ballroom, balance is maintained. These are not chaotic motions. They are the product of a careful choreography written into the very fabric of space. Asteroids drift through this dance like smaller companions, weaving between the larger partners without disturbing their rhythm. Their paths curve gently around the giants, tracing arcs as delicate as the brushstrokes of a painter on a vast canvas. Even the comets, with their icy tails streaming behind them, follow these unseen steps, leaving fleeting sparks of light that vanish as silently as they appeared. The solar system is a living symphony of motion, and each body knows its place, guided by the invisible hands of gravity. Look closer, and you notice the resonances, the subtle echoes of timing that repeat over and over. Jupiter's moons, for example, circle in patterns that create a slow, musical pulse. Io, Europa, and Ganymede move in a rhythm so precise that it could almost be counted, their positions repeating like the measures of a cosmic lullaby. Even the faintest asteroid belt seems to hum along, each rock tracing its path as if in tune with this grand performance. Harmony emerges naturally here, without conductor or instruction, a testament to the quiet order hidden within the apparent chaos of space. And yet, this dance is not frantic or hurried. It is measured, deliberate, a slow waltz stretching across millions of kilometers. Time itself seems to bend to the rhythm of their motion. You can imagine the planets swaying gently, their orbits curving in elegant ellipses, each step dictated by gravity's soft insistence. The closer a dancer is to the sun, the faster it must move to avoid falling inward. The further away, the slower the pace. This interplay of speed and distance creates a choreography that has persisted since the formation of the solar system and will continue long after we are gone, unchanged by the passage of years. There is poetry in their movement. You might call it a lullaby for the universe. Each orbit is a note, each spin a gentle vibration. The planets do not race. They glide. Their paths cross without collision, maintaining a careful distance, a cosmic respect for one another's space. The solar system itself becomes a grand stage, the planets its dancers, and the dark, infinite reaches of space their theater. It is a performance without audience, yet profound in its elegance, unfolding silently, endlessly, for those who are willing to observe. Notice how gravity acts like a subtle partner, always present, never overpowering. It does not command or force. It merely suggests, guiding each motion, pulling gently when necessary, allowing each planet to express its own rhythm. In these interactions, the planets learn to move together. Resonance ensures that the patterns repeat predictably. The faster inner planets swing around the sun, the slower outer planets sway, yet all remain bound to the same invisible music. There is no haste, no panic, only a serene and careful dance that has endured for eons. Even the smallest disturbances, an asteroid nudging a moon, a comet stretching across the void, are absorbed into the rhythm. Nothing is wasted, no movement lost. Every particle of matter participates in this choreography, each following the gentle cues of gravity, responding to the invisible currents that flow through the solar system. From the tiniest pebble to the largest gas giant, all are dancers in this quiet, eternal performance. And as you watch, you begin to sense a larger pattern. The solar system is more than planets and moons. It is a tapestry of motion, a living design of rhythm and resonance. Each orbit reinforces another, each pull of gravity echoes throughout the system. The dance is precise, inevitable, and beautiful, a reminder that even in the vast emptiness of space, there is harmony. Every body moves with purpose, and every motion, however small, contributes to the music of the spheres. And just as planets sway to their silent rhythm, so too do the stars themselves, each twinkling light a distant dancer in a grander ballet, each pulse and flare echoing the cosmic harmony you have witnessed here. As you drift deeper into the silence of space, your gaze widens beyond the planets and their careful dance. Beyond their slow waltz, the universe stretches into a tapestry of light and darkness, woven with threads of stars and galaxies. Each star is a glowing ember in the vast night, each galaxy a luminous swirl of countless such embers, spinning in patterns both intricate and immense. If you listen closely, you can almost hear the faint, eternal hum of creation, the subtle vibration of matter and energy flowing across unimaginable distances. Stars are born in clouds of gas and dust, nurseries scattered throughout galaxies, hidden from casual sight yet brimming with potential. Within these clouds, gravity gathers matter together, pulling it ever inward until the pressure becomes so intense that the first sparks of nuclear fusion ignite. A star is born, glowing with a steady light that may last billions of years. Each one carries the weight of its beginnings, the gas and dust of its nursery, the memory of cosmic forces that shaped it. And like dancers in a silent ballet, stars find their place in the grand choreography of the universe, moving within galaxies along paths dictated by gravity, weaving through space with gentle, persistent motion. Galaxies themselves are immense, swirling islands of stars, gas, and dark matter, each unique yet bound by the same invisible principles. Some are spirals, their arms curving gracefully around a luminous core, as if caught in a slow, eternal twirl. Others are elliptical, more uniform and serene, radiating calm symmetry across the dark void. And then there are irregular galaxies, chaotic yet beautiful, their stars scattered like sparks caught mid-flight. Each galaxy holds billions of stars, countless worlds, and the potential for life, all bound together by gravity's invisible hand. And yet, galaxies do not exist in isolation. They are linked by the cosmic web, a vast network of filaments composed of dark matter and gas, stretching across the universe like an invisible scaffold. Along these filaments, galaxies are not scattered randomly. They follow the structure of the web, forming clusters at its intersections. The web is a lattice of order hidden within the apparent chaos, a reminder that even in the immense emptiness of space, structure and design emerge naturally. It is as if the universe itself were an artist, arranging matter into patterns both delicate and grand, connecting everything across unimaginable distances. Within each galaxy, stars live out their lives in cycles of birth, growth, and death, each contributing to the ongoing story of the cosmos. Some end their lives quietly, fading into darkness. Others explode in brilliant supernovae, scattering their enriched material across space, seeding future generations of stars and planets. You can imagine the cycle like the passing of a torch in a cosmic relay, energy transformed, matter renewed, creation continuing without pause. Even in the silent vastness, there is movement, progression, a rhythm that echoes through time. And sometimes, galaxies themselves collide, not in violence but in a slow, graceful merging that can last millions of years. Their stars rarely meet, so distant from one another, but the overall structures twist and stretch, spiral arms elongating, cores interacting, gas compressed into new waves of star formation. These cosmic encounters are dances on a scale beyond imagining, where entire cities of stars move in a choreography dictated by gravity, resonance, and chance. Each interaction leaves behind new shapes, new patterns, a testament to the evolving artistry of the universe. Even the faintest glimmers of light, distant quasars, faint nebulae, scattered star clusters, play a role in this grand tapestry. They are reminders that the universe is not uniform, not static. It is alive with motion, energy, and change. Some stars pulse rhythmically, their light flickering with predictable precision. Others erupt unpredictably, sending bursts of energy that ripple across space. And everywhere, the unseen presence of dark matter guides the movement of galaxies, shaping the cosmic web, bending paths, influencing motions without ever revealing itself directly. The cosmic web itself is both delicate and immense. Stretch your mind across the void, and you can imagine these filaments spanning billions of light years, threads of invisible influence connecting clusters of galaxies, carrying matter and energy along their strands. Between the filaments lie vast voids, empty spaces so immense that they dwarf our comprehension, where few stars or galaxies dwell. Yet even these voids are part of the greater design, a counterbalance to the dense knots of matter that shine so brightly. It is a balance of light and dark, presence and absence, a subtle symmetry that pervades the cosmos. As you follow a single filament, you might notice how galaxies seem to flow along its length, drawn by gravity, aligned by the invisible architecture of the universe. Some clusters appear denser, packed with hundreds or thousands of galaxies, while others are more sparse, stretching thin across the black. And through it all, the stars shine steadily, each one a witness to the slow, majestic unfolding of cosmic history. Time itself feels different here, stretching, folding, and flowing with the movement of these colossal structures. And as you watch, a sense of connectedness emerges. From the smallest star to the largest galaxy, from the filaments of the cosmic web to the voids between them, everything participates in the same intricate pattern. The universe is a web of motion, light, and matter, each component influencing the others in subtle, profound ways. The dance of planets in your mind is mirrored here on a grander scale, where stars, galaxies, and the unseen scaffolding of dark matter all move in silent, precise rhythms. In this vast stage, you realize that even your own existence is a thread in the cosmic web, composed of star stuff born from ancient supernovae, shaped by gravity, and influenced by the same rhythms that guide galaxies. The atoms in your body once danced in distant stellar nurseries, moved through the spiral arms of galaxies, and found their way into the delicate, living patterns of your cells. You are, in essence, a small participant in the universe's infinite ballet, connected to the stars, the galaxies, and the threads that weave them together. So, let yourself linger in this moment. Feel the slow, eternal rhythm of stars forming, shining, and fading. Sense the gentle sway of galaxies as they orbit within the cosmic web. Imagine the delicate balance, the invisible choreography, the timeless music of creation echoing across billions of light years. And in this quiet observation, you may begin to understand the poetry of the universe. A dance without audience, yet filled with wonder, elegance, and infinite connection. The stars, the galaxies, the cosmic web, they are not distant strangers. They are a reflection of the same forces, the same rhythm, that move within you, that guide the planets, and that shape the dance of all matter. And as you drift in this meditation, you can almost feel yourself swaying with them, a quiet participant in the eternal ballet of the cosmos. Light travels across the universe with quiet determination, never rushing, never pausing. It moves in straight lines unless something, matter, energy, or the unseen presence of gravity, bends it, slows it, or stretches it. The journey of light is a story of influence, of invisible hands guiding its path across vast emptiness. And in this story, you realize that even the brightest glow can be shaped by what it passes through, revealing both the nature of the traveler and the forces that surround it. Imagine a single photon, born in the heart of a star. Its life begins with a violent release of energy, yet as it escapes into space, it becomes patient, drifting across light years, carrying with it the story of its origin. Its color tells of temperature, its energy tells of the processes inside the star, and its path hints at the gravity it has encountered. Along the way, it may pass near a massive object, a star, a galaxy, even a cluster of galaxies, and there its straight path bends, a phenomenon known as gravitational lensing. You can almost picture it curving gently around the massive presence, like a stream flowing around a stone, subtly redirected yet continuing forward. The influence of gravity on light is profound and beautiful. It reminds you that space itself is not empty. It has texture and shape, a curvature that can guide the very essence of light. When a distant galaxy's light is bent by another cluster on its way to your eyes, we see arcs, rings, and distortions. Ghostly reflections of invisible forces at work. These cosmic lenses allow us to glimpse galaxies far beyond what we could otherwise observe, stretching our vision to the edges of the observable universe. In every curved beam, the universe tells its story of mass, energy, and invisible scaffolding. And then there is the influence of matter itself. Clouds of gas and dust drift through galaxies, sometimes blocking, scattering, or absorbing light. The stars behind these clouds seem dimmed, reddened, their glow softened. Yet even in this dimming, there is revelation. The way light is absorbed or scattered carries secrets about the composition, density, and temperature of the intervening material. Every beam that reaches you is a messenger, altered along the way, carrying the subtle fingerprints of everything it has encountered. Light also experiences time in strange ways. When it passes near a massive object, its journey is slowed, stretched, or delayed. Light from a distant supernova may reach you slightly later because of the gravitational influence of intervening mass. Even the speed of light, often thought of as absolute, is measured relative to the medium it traverses. In this, you sense a profound truth. Light is not just a simple traveler. It is a messenger, shaped by the landscape it moves through, revealing the contours of the unseen. And yet, despite these influences, light remains resilient. It carries its story faithfully across cosmic distances, illuminating galaxies, nebulae, and star clusters. Its journey is long, often spanning billions of years, but it emerges from the darkness carrying both information and beauty. Every photon that reaches your eyes connects you to distant corners of the universe, to events that happened long before life on Earth, before your consciousness even existed. In its persistence, there is a quiet poetry. A single particle of light, traversing the void, shaped by the universe, yet unbroken, reaching you to reveal the cosmos. Light under influence also teaches us about perspective. What we see depends not only on the source but also on the path it has taken. Two photons from the same star may arrive differently if one passes through a thick cloud of dust while the other sails through emptier space. Their color, intensity, and timing carry subtle differences, reflecting the universe's uneven landscape. In this, you realize that perception itself is shaped by influence. What we observe is always a blend of source and environment, messenger and medium, reality and interpretation. Even the faint glow of the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, is shaped by the universe's expansion. As space stretches, the wavelength of this light lengthens, cooling it and shifting it into the microwave range. This gentle redshift is a record of the universe's growth, a whisper from the moment of creation, stretched across 13.8 billion years. Light, in its quiet obedience to cosmic rules, carries the history of time itself. And yet, light is also a measure of freedom. Though influenced by gravity, dust, and gas, it cannot be stopped, only redirected. It reminds you that even under constraint, movement and communication persist. Every beam that bends around a galaxy, every photon that threads through a dense nebula, every distant glow from a quasar. It is proof that information, energy, and beauty endure. In observing this, you may feel a subtle kinship with light, a resonance with the persistence of existence under invisible forces. You may even imagine tracing a single photon backward, from your eye to the star that birthed it. Along the way, you pass by unseen masses, bending subtly, interacting with clouds, stretching with the expansion of space. And as you trace it, you realize that light is not merely illumination. It is the universe speaking. Every influence it has experienced, every subtle shift, is a word, a sentence, a narrative of the cosmos. And when you see the night sky, all those photons converge to tell their stories at once. The birth of stars, the spiral of galaxies, the hidden hand of dark matter. So let yourself linger in this awareness. Light is never solitary. It is always under influence, always carrying the mark of what it has encountered. Yet it reaches you, bridging distances, time, and forces, connecting you to events and places far beyond your immediate perception. In observing light, you observe the universe not as a distant spectator, but as a participant in the subtle conversation between energy, matter, and gravity. And as you breathe in the silence, allow yourself to feel the elegance of light's journey. Patient, shaped, enduring, and illuminating. It is a reflection of the cosmos itself, a universe under influence, moving through the quiet rhythms of space and time, revealing its secrets to those who take the time to observe. Every beam is a dance, every glow a whisper, every photon a witness. In this way, you understand that light is more than sight. It is story, history, and connection. The universe communicates in the language of photons, and by observing, by listening with care, you begin to understand the subtle poetry of existence. Light, under the influence of everything around it, shows you the invisible threads that bind the cosmos, the gentle forces that shape reality, and the enduring brilliance that emerges despite them all. Black holes are the quiet giants of the universe. They do not shine, yet they command attention. They are defined not by light, but by its absence, by the power to capture everything that ventures too close. They are cosmic anchors, invisible yet undeniable, shaping galaxies, guiding stars, and bending the very fabric of space and time around them. To contemplate a black hole is to witness the extremes of existence, where gravity becomes a sculptor, carving reality in ways that defy ordinary understanding. You might picture a black hole as a dark, spinning void, surrounded by a ring of matter spiraling inward, the accretion disk. This disk glows with incandescent fury, heated by friction and gravity, a luminous halo betraying the invisible center. Matter accelerates, twists, and stretches, moving faster than your imagination can grasp, until it finally disappears past the event horizon. This boundary marks the point of no return, where even light cannot escape. Beyond it lies the singularity, where density becomes infinite and known laws of physics falter. Yet, the black hole's influence extends far beyond this point, shaping the motion of stars and the paths of light across the cosmos. Gravity is the signature of black holes. Around them, space curves with intensity, drawing in anything within reach, yet in this immense pull, there is balance. Galaxies form spirals and clusters, stars orbit like dancers around a hidden partner, and cosmic gas clouds swirl into complex shapes. Black holes act as anchors, stabilizing motion, orchestrating cosmic rhythms. Without them, galaxies might dissolve into chaos, stars might wander without pattern, and the universe would lose some of its elegant structure. They are invisible yet indispensable, like the deep roots of an ancient tree, hidden beneath the soil yet sustaining the canopy above. Time itself is affected near a black hole. Close to its edge, seconds stretch, and hours may seem like minutes to an outside observer. The flow of time slows, warped by gravity, reminding you that the universe is not uniform. Here, relativity reigns supreme, and your intuition about clocks, motion, and causality must yield to deeper truths. A glimpse near a black hole is a glimpse into a realm where the ordinary rules dissolve, revealing the profound flexibility of space-time itself. Black holes also teach about transformation. Stars much more massive than the Sun end their lives in cataclysmic explosions, supernovae that scatter elements across space. What remains can collapse under its own weight into a black hole, compressing the star's mass into an incomprehensibly small volume. In this way, endings become beginnings. The death of a star seeds energy and elements into the universe, while the black hole it leaves behind shapes the future motions of countless stars and galaxies. The cosmos recycles, transforms, and endures. Even in destruction, there is creation. Yet, for all their gravity and darkness, black holes are not merely devourers. Some are engines of creation. Supermassive black holes, millions or even billions of times the mass of the Sun, reside in the hearts of galaxies. Their immense pull can trigger star formation in surrounding gas clouds, sculpt jets of plasma that extend thousands of light-years, and regulate the growth of galaxies themselves. The darkness contains the power to illuminate, to organize, and to shape. In this paradox, you sense a lesson. Influence need not be visible to be profound, and even forces that seem destructive can give rise to beauty, order, and life. Black holes also communicate in subtle ways. They emit gravitational waves, ripples in the fabric of spacetime, when they merge or interact. These waves travel across the universe, imperceptible to your senses, yet carrying information about the colossal events that caused them. In 2015, humanity detected these waves for the first time, opening a new window onto the cosmos. Now we can hear collisions of black holes billions of light-years away, sensing the rhythm of their dance through the silent depths of space. The universe has a hidden voice, and black holes help us listen. And then there is the mystery of what lies beyond the event horizon. Physics can describe what happens outside it, but inside, the rules break down. The singularity is a frontier, a place where densities reach infinity and space and time lose their familiar meaning. To approach it is to confront the unknown in its purest form. Yet, even here, there is fascination rather than fear, a reminder that curiosity drives discovery, and that the universe is vast, strange, and filled with realms yet to be understood. Black holes beckon us toward questions, not answers, expanding the horizon of imagination and inquiry. Even light itself dances differently near black holes. Beams bend, orbit, and sometimes escape, creating a cosmic ballet. Some light spirals outward, forming the intricate, swirling halos that telescopes capture. Some is trapped in endless orbits, circling the black hole until it eventually falls inward. The interplay of darkness and light creates forms of sublime beauty, a visual testament to forces that are invisible yet powerful. To witness these halos, even in an image, is to glimpse the poetry of physics, where extreme conditions give rise to unexpected elegance. Black holes, then, are both anchors and mirrors. They hold galaxies together while reflecting the limits of knowledge, challenging assumptions about reality. They embody extremes: immense gravity, extreme density, and profound mystery. Yet, in their influence, there is structure, rhythm, and a kind of cosmic poetry. Observing a black hole is not merely observing an object. It is witnessing the interplay of creation and destruction, light and dark, order and chaos. And when you contemplate the universe with black holes in mind, you begin to see connections everywhere. The curvature of space around massive objects, the spiraling arms of galaxies, the timing of star formation, the trajectories of light across billions of years, they all resonate with the presence of these unseen giants. In a sense, black holes are like the silent conductors of an orchestra too vast for you to hear in full, guiding motions, shaping outcomes, and ensuring that cosmic patterns endure. So, as you let your mind wander among these anchors, you realize that darkness has its own form of brilliance. The absence of light is not emptiness. It is potential. The pull of gravity is not confinement. It is structure. And the unknown within the singularity is not a void. It is possibility. Black holes anchor the cosmos, yet they also inspire wonder, curiosity, and awe. They are reminders that the universe is not uniform, not predictable, and not fully known, and that it is, in every way, profoundly alive. In the silent shadow of a black hole, you sense the paradoxical harmony of existence. Extreme density and vast emptiness, relentless pull and elegant motion, unseen power and radiant consequence. They are not merely cosmic objects. They are teachers, showing that influence, even when invisible, shapes reality in ways both subtle and profound. To understand black holes is to glimpse the universe at its most powerful and mysterious, and in that glimpse, to feel connected to the very threads of spacetime itself. And as you drift back from their immense presence, the thought lingers. Every galaxy you see, every star you follow, every photon you trace through the void, all of it is held in a delicate dance, orchestrated by these cosmic anchors. Black holes remind you that in the vastness of space, gravity reigns silently, shaping destinies, bending light, and holding the universe together with invisible hands. In their darkness, there is not fear, but awe. In their pull, there is not destruction alone, but the quiet, persistent order that allows the cosmos to exist, evolve, and reveal itself to those willing to watch, wonder, and imagine. Time flows differently across the universe. Here on Earth, it seems steady, predictable, a river we can measure by clocks and seasons. Yet in the vast expanse of space, time is woven into the very fabric of reality, stretching and bending with gravity, swirling with motion, and threading through the lives of stars and galaxies. To follow these threads is to see the cosmos not as a series of static snapshots, but as a living tapestry, a continuum of events that shape and reshape themselves across billions of years. Consider the life of a star. From its birth in a cold cloud of gas and dust to its final moments as a supernova or a black hole, time is both a guide and a sculptor. Within the heart of a star, nuclear fusion converts hydrogen into helium, releasing energy that can take thousands of years to reach the surface. Light emerges not instantly, but slowly, delayed by countless interactions with matter. Even in this, you see that time is elastic. Moments stretch in ways we cannot perceive directly, yet the universe experiences them in its own measured rhythm. Gravity is the master weaver of time. Near massive objects, time slows, curving like a thread around a spool. Close to a black hole, seconds may stretch into hours, minutes into years, as if the universe itself pauses in respect to gravity's might. Far from such mass, time runs more freely, passing as we expect. These variations are subtle on a human scale, almost imperceptible, yet across light years and cosmic lifespans, they accumulate, shaping histories and destinies. The threads of time are not uniform. They are pulled and stretched by the presence of matter and energy, forming a complex, interconnected web. Even light carries time within it. Photons born in distant galaxies travel across the cosmos for billions of years before reaching us. When we look at a star in the night sky, we are not seeing it as it is now, but as it was long ago. A galaxy that appears serene may have undergone violent collisions millions of years before its light began its journey. In this way, the universe is a living memory, each photon a messenger of history, each observation a glimpse into the past. Time and light are inseparable, threads that intertwine to reveal the story of everything that ever was. Time also shapes the grand architecture of the cosmos. Galaxies swirl, collide, and merge over billions of years, creating spirals, ellipticals, and clusters. Star formation rises and falls in cycles, nebulae expand and fade, black holes grow slowly, exerting influence across vast distances. Nothing is static. Everything evolves, each moment a thread connected to countless others, stretching backward and forward in ways that are almost impossible to trace. To observe the universe is to witness these threads intertwining, overlapping, and diverging, forming patterns that are at once predictable and astonishingly intricate. Yet time is not only external. It is woven into the very laws of physics. From the behavior of particles in quantum fields to the orbit of planets around their stars, time is a parameter, a measure of change and progression. It governs decay and growth, motion and rest, birth and death. The second hand on your watch is a human approximation, a way to track these cosmic threads on a scale we can grasp. But the universe itself follows rhythms far beyond our comprehension, unfolding over epochs that dwarf our brief lifespans. In this vastness, time feels both intimate and impersonal, a constant companion and a distant force. Black holes, once again, show the strange elasticity of time. Near them, past, present, and future converge in ways that challenge intuition. Matter falling into a black hole experiences a different flow of time than an observer far away. Events that seem instantaneous to one may stretch endlessly to another. Here, the threads of time tangle, forming loops, bends, and divergences that hint at the deeper structure of reality. Time is not a simple river. It is a network of threads, each affected by gravity, motion, and energy, each telling a story in its own unique rhythm. Even in the quiet reaches between stars, time leaves its mark. Cosmic background radiation, the afterglow of the Big Bang, stretches across the universe, redshifted by billions of years of expansion. Galaxies drift apart, carried by the expansion of space itself. Supernovae explode, seeding the cosmos with elements forged in their hearts. Every event, every particle, Every beam of light traces a thread through time, connecting the past to the present and, inevitably, to the future. And yet, time is not merely a scientific measure. It is also a lens for understanding existence. It allows patterns to emerge, cycles to repeat, and structures to form. Stars rise and fall, planets rotate and orbit, galaxies merge and drift. In each motion, time leaves its signature. You begin to see life, not as isolated moments, but as part of an intricate dance of cause and effect, a weaving of threads that extends from the smallest atom to the largest galaxy. Everything is connected by the flow of time, every moment a node in a vast, invisible web. To trace the threads of time is also to trace your own place in the cosmos. The atoms in your body were forged in stars long ago. The light you see from distant galaxies began its journey before life on Earth existed. Your existence is both fleeting and eternal, a brief intersection in the vast network of cosmic events. Time connects you to stars, planets, and galaxies, to the cycles of creation and destruction that have shaped the universe since its beginning. You are both observer and participant, carried along by threads that stretch farther than your mind can grasp. And as you contemplate these threads, you begin to sense a subtle truth. Time is not merely a backdrop for events, but an active participant in the unfolding of the cosmos. It shapes, guides, and informs the universe, a medium in which gravity, light, and matter interact. It is both fluid and structured, linear and malleable, intimate and infinite. To understand time is to see the universe as a living tapestry, each thread a story, each pattern a testament to the intricate harmony of existence. In the end, the threads of time remind you of your place in the cosmos. You are a traveler along these strands, experiencing moments that are part of a larger, interconnected whole. Stars are born, galaxies collide, black holes anchor their neighborhoods, and light travels for eons to reach your eyes. Each of these events is a thread, and together they weave the fabric of reality. To follow them is to witness the rhythm of creation itself, to feel the pulse of the universe in the quiet unfolding of space and time. Time, like the cosmos, is vast, intricate, and beautiful. And as you drift in thought among these threads, you realize that every moment you experience is part of the grand design, a single note in the eternal symphony of the universe, moving forward, backward, and endlessly onward. There is a silence in space that is both profound and mysterious. It is not empty. It is full of presence, a quiet that holds light, gravity, and the slow, deliberate motion of celestial bodies. To float in this cosmic silence is to leave behind the noise of Earth, the hum of engines, the chatter of voices, the tick of clocks, and enter a realm where time itself seems to breathe more slowly, where the universe whispers rather than speaks. Imagine drifting among the stars, weightless and unbound, the blackness stretching infinitely in every direction. Each point of light is a sun, each shadow a hint of a galaxy unseen. In this silence, the scale of existence becomes clear. The spaces between stars are vast, immense, measured in light years. Distances that boggle the mind are bridged only by imagination. Floating here, you realize that silence is not absence. It is space's way of giving room for observation, reflection, and wonder. Yet silence in the cosmos is not static. It is dynamic, shaped by forces unseen. Gravity pulls galaxies into spirals, stars pulse with energy, and nebulae drift in slow, mesmerizing currents. Even the vacuum of space carries echoes. Electromagnetic waves ripple through interstellar plasma, and cosmic background radiation hums faintly with the memory of the Big Bang. The silence is alive, subtle but profound, a canvas upon which the universe paints its grand story. In this quiet, you feel the rhythm of motion. Planets orbit their stars, tracing arcs that have lasted for millions of years. Comets drift in elongated paths, their tails stretching across empty space. Moons revolve, tides rise and fall, and galaxies themselves dance in gravitational embraces. All of this occurs with a majestic slowness, a patience that human time cannot match. Floating here, you sense a harmony in the motion, a choreography that is both precise and infinitely flexible. The silence also reveals scale in unexpected ways. A nearby star may shine brilliantly, yet a supernova in a distant galaxy can outshine an entire galaxy for a brief moment. Light travels vast distances before it reaches your eyes, carrying with it the history of events long past. What seems instantaneous is actually the result of eons of cosmic travel. In this silence, the past is present, the near and far are connected, and the universe's narrative stretches across both space and time. Black holes add another layer to this quiet. They are anchors in the cosmic sea, regions where gravity is so intense that not even light can escape. Yet their influence is felt far and wide, curving space, bending time, and shaping the paths of stars and gas clouds. Around them, silence becomes almost tangible, as if the universe holds its breath, acknowledging the power concentrated in these dense, dark hearts. Floating near one, you would feel the pull of its gravity, a reminder that silence does not mean weakness, and stillness does not mean absence of force. Nebulae, the birthplaces of stars, shimmer silently in the void. They are clouds of gas and dust, illuminated by the newborn stars within them. Each spark of light marks a beginning, a moment where matter gathers, ignites, and begins a journey through space and time. Here, silence is filled with potential, the quiet anticipation of creation, the hushed energy of processes invisible to the naked eye. The cosmos is never truly empty. It hums with the promise of transformation. And yet, this silence is personal. Floating alone, you become acutely aware of your presence in the vastness. The atoms in your body were once part of stars, comets, and interstellar clouds. Your heartbeat, though faint, is part of the rhythm of life that extends from planets to nebulae. In the cosmic silence, you feel both small and integral, a single note in a vast, ongoing symphony. Your consciousness floats alongside the movements of galaxies, an observer in the stillness, a witness to the quiet drama of existence. Silence in space also carries a sense of eternity. There is no rush, no need for urgency. Stars live and die on timescales far beyond human comprehension. Galaxies drift for billions of years, colliding and merging, yet the process feels neither hurried nor delayed. Floating in this quiet, you begin to understand a different kind of time, a cosmic patience, where moments are measured in light years and lifetimes span eons. The silence teaches humility, inviting reflection on the vastness and continuity of everything. Even in the absence of sound, the universe communicates. Light, gravity, magnetic fields, and radiation are its language. Patterns emerge, spirals of galaxies, rings of planets, clusters of stars. Each structure tells a story, a record of forces interacting over unimaginable spans. To float in silence is to read these stories in a new way, to sense connections that are invisible to ordinary perception, to feel the coherence underlying apparent emptiness. Ultimately, floating in cosmic silence is a meditation. It is an experience that transcends ordinary perception, inviting you to expand your awareness, to feel the vastness of existence, and to find your own place within it. You become aware of the threads that connect all things, the energy of stars, the flow of time, the pull of gravity. Silence becomes a companion, a teacher, a mirror reflecting both the immensity of the universe and the quiet depth of your own being. And as you drift, weightless and serene, you carry a sense of wonder and belonging. The universe is vast, complex, and profoundly silent. Yet within that silence lies connection, movement, and life. Floating here, you understand that silence is not emptiness. It is space for possibility, a pause that allows the cosmos to speak in ways words cannot capture. In this quiet, you are both observer and participant, drifting through the endless night, embraced by the serene majesty of the cosmos. The universe is vast, filled with galaxies, stars, and planets, yet it is shaped just as profoundly by the small. Tiny particles, invisible to the eye, form the foundation of everything you see. Electrons, protons, and neutrons dance in patterns that create atoms. Atoms combine to form molecules. Molecules gather into dust, and dust drifts across the cosmos to build worlds, stars, and life itself. In the grand theater of space, it is often the smallest players that wield the most subtle power. Consider the dust that floats between stars. These tiny grains, mere fractions of a micrometer across, are the seeds of creation. They collect and swirl, drawn together by gravity, forming clouds that will eventually collapse into stars and planets. Without them, the universe would be a silent void, a place where stars never ignite, where galaxies remain empty shells. In these particles lies a quiet strength, a patience that shapes the cosmos over millions of years. Small does not mean insignificant. On planets, the same principle unfolds. Life itself begins with the smallest interactions. Molecules binding, cells dividing, energy flowing in microscopic channels. Tiny shifts in chemistry ripple outward, creating complexity unimaginable at first glance. A single mutation can alter the course of evolution. A single spark can trigger a chain reaction. In every instance, the subtle power of small acts quietly, yet decisively shaping outcomes that are monumental in scale. Even light demonstrates this principle. Photons, the smallest measurable units of light, travel across vast distances, carrying energy and information from distant stars to your eyes. Each photon is tiny, almost inconceivably so, yet without them the universe would be dark, the stories of galaxies and stars lost to the void. The smallest movements, the smallest presences, can leave an imprint that echoes across space and time. Gravity, too, acts through smallness in its most fundamental form. Every mass, no matter how tiny, exerts a pull on everything else. Though it is the massive bodies, the stars, black holes, and planets, that dominate gravitational influence, the accumulation of countless smaller forces creates structure. Clouds collapse, disks form, planets find orbits, and galaxies swirl, all because the subtle pull of small is never absent. It is a quiet architect, invisible yet unyielding, shaping the stage for cosmic drama. In the life cycles of stars, small elements hold immense significance. Hydrogen, the most abundant and simplest element, fuels the fusion that lights up galaxies. Helium, lithium, and trace elements, though minor in proportion, determine how stars live and die, influencing their size, color, and fate. When massive stars explode, they scatter heavier elements, carbon, oxygen, iron, into space, providing the building blocks for planets, for life, for everything that will come after. Here, the smallest constituents of matter wield the power to shape existence on a scale that dwarfs comprehension. The subtle power of small is also present in time. Moments, fleeting and easily overlooked, accumulate to form lifetimes, eras, and the slow evolution of the cosmos itself. A star's life unfolds over billions of years, but each moment, each fusion reaction, each photon released, contributes to the star's story. Each is a quiet act, yet collectively, they define destiny. The universe is a reminder that even the briefest instant, or the tiniest particle, can influence outcomes far beyond its immediate presence. The cosmic web, that vast lattice connecting galaxies, is built on the small. Dark matter, unseen yet pervasive, guides the formation of structure. Its influence is subtle, detectable only through the motions of stars and galaxies, yet it holds the universe together. Without it, galaxies would scatter, matter would drift aimlessly, and the elegant patterns of the cosmos would unravel. In this, we see that power does not always demand visibility. Often, it is the quiet, persistent forces that matter most. On Earth, the same lesson repeats. A single seed carried by the wind can grow into a forest. A tiny change in climate can shift ecosystems. A small idea, whispered or written, can alter culture, science, or philosophy. The principle is universal. Small acts, small presences, small particles, they accumulate, resonate, and eventually shape realities far beyond themselves. The universe is a testament to subtlety, a reminder that influence is not always measured by size or grandeur. Even human perception is shaped by the small. Your brain relies on countless neurons, each firing tiny electrical signals, to form thought, memory, and consciousness. Each action potential is minute, yet together they produce the vast complexity of your mind. Just as in the cosmos, tiny forces in the nervous system combine to create outcomes that seem immeasurable. Awareness itself is built upon the subtle, and so too is your ability to perceive and appreciate the universe. In observing the night sky, it is easy to be overwhelmed by scale, the enormity of galaxies, the brilliance of stars, the vastness of space. Yet understanding comes when you notice the small. Dust clouds glowing faintly, a single star forming, a photon traveling billions of years to reach your eye, all remind you that the universe thrives in detail, in the subtle, in what is often overlooked. The power of small is patience made visible, influence made quiet, and creativity made enduring. Floating amid the stars, you realize that size and visibility are not measures of significance. The smallest forces, the tiniest particles, and the briefest moments all contribute to the intricate dance of existence. They create the structures that form galaxies, the chemistry that allows life, and the subtle connections that bind the universe together. There is a profound elegance in this lesson, a gentle reassurance. Even in vast silence, the small has power, persistence, and purpose. And so, as you drift in this cosmic meditation, you carry the understanding that subtlety is strength, minuteness is meaningful, and every small action or presence has the potential to shape reality. The universe is not just grandeur and spectacle. It is also tiny and quiet, full of forces that whisper, accumulate, and transform. Floating here, you see the delicate power of small, and in that, you sense the intricate harmony of all things, woven together in the quietest, yet most potent, threads of existence. The universe is not a static canvas, nor is it merely a collection of separate objects drifting in emptiness. It is a living tapestry, woven from threads of matter, energy, and time, each interconnected, each influencing the other. Galaxies stretch and bend, stars ignite and fade, planets spin in silent harmony, and yet every motion is part of a larger pattern, a pattern that is both intricate and immense. To witness it is to see life and structure entwined across scales that defy ordinary understanding. Every galaxy, with its spirals and clusters, is a thread in this tapestry. Stars, like individual stitches, form patterns that ripple through space. Each star is born, lives, and dies, contributing its light, its matter, and its influence to the cosmos. Nebulae, glowing with the energy of newly forged elements, add color and texture, while black holes anchor the structure with a gravitational pull that binds threads together. Every action, from the smallest particle collision to the explosive death of a star, is a deliberate stroke, a carefully placed knot in the grand weaving. The threads are not separate. They interact in ways both subtle and profound. A supernova in a distant galaxy sends shockwaves across the interstellar medium, nudging clouds of gas and dust into motion. That nudge may spark the birth of a new star, which will one day harbor planets, perhaps even life. A distant gamma-ray burst, invisible to your eye, can influence the evolution of entire systems. In the tapestry of the universe, even threads that seem isolated are inextricably linked, bound by forces seen and unseen. The patterns extend beyond physical matter. Light, energy, and gravity all contribute to the design. Photons travel vast distances, connecting stars to planets, galaxies to the cosmic web. Gravitational waves ripple through space-time, carrying information about colossal events, bending the paths of objects and shaping their fates. Even dark matter, invisible yet pervasive, forms the scaffolding upon which galaxies are draped. Each element, each phenomenon, is a thread that contributes to the living whole, a presence that cannot be ignored, even if it cannot always be seen. Time itself is a thread woven into the tapestry. Past, present, and future are interlaced, guiding the evolution of cosmic structures. Stars live and die over millions or billions of years, yet their actions echo forward, influencing the formation of new stars and planets. Light from distant galaxies reaches you not as a momentary flash, but as a story, a record of events long past, still shaping your understanding of the cosmos. The tapestry is alive in the sense that it evolves continuously, each moment dependent on the threads that preceded it, yet always moving toward new patterns. On Earth, you see reflections of this cosmic weaving. Life thrives because of the interplay of countless factors: geology, climate, chemistry, and biology, each influencing the other. Rivers carve valleys that shape ecosystems. Sunlight drives photosynthesis that sustains entire food chains. Even the gravity of the moon stabilizes the rotation of the planet, affecting weather patterns and tides. Here, too, small forces accumulate into intricate designs, proving that a tapestry is never only decorative. It is functional, purposeful, and alive. Human life, in particular, is intimately tied to this cosmic tapestry. Every breath you take, every thought you form, every action you make is a thread in a network that extends far beyond immediate perception. Your existence relies on stars that lived long before the Earth formed, on elements forged in supernovae and distributed across space. Your consciousness, fragile yet resilient, perceives patterns in the universe because it is itself a product of the same intricate weaving. You are both observer and participant, a thread within the tapestry that can subtly influence the larger pattern. Connections extend beyond mere survival. They extend into the realm of meaning. The universe seems vast, indifferent, and silent, yet within it lies a network of relationships. Galaxies cluster, stars orbit, and planetary systems form in delicate equilibrium. Even the laws of physics, the constants that govern how matter behaves, act as threads binding reality into coherence. There is symmetry, elegance, and purpose, not imposed externally, but emerging naturally from the interactions of countless elements. The tapestry is alive because it is coherent, because its threads resonate with each other across unimaginable distances. The living nature of the tapestry also carries a sense of rhythm. Cosmic cycles, from the orbits of planets to the rise and fall of stars, repeat and echo, creating patterns that can be traced across time. Seasons on Earth mirror celestial motions. The tides respond to lunar cycles. Even the night sky carries a pulse of light and shadow as stars rotate and galaxies drift. In observing these rhythms, you perceive the universe as a dynamic organism, a network of cycles that is never still, never static, yet consistently balanced. In contemplating the tapestry, one notices the role of chance and contingency. Cosmic events, while following physical laws, also carry randomness. A meteor might collide with a planet. A star might go supernova slightly earlier than expected. A black hole may merge with another in an unpredictable dance. These accidents, small or large, shape the unfolding pattern, demonstrating that even a living tapestry requires flexibility, adaptability, and openness to new threads. Structure emerges not from rigid control, but from the graceful interaction of order and unpredictability. The beauty of the living tapestry lies in both scale and intimacy. It is vast, stretching across billions of light years, yet it is composed of tiny, interdependent threads. It is a network of cause and effect, interaction and influence, yet it allows room for surprise, for creativity, for emergence. By observing, by learning, and by existing within it, you participate in its unfolding. The tapestry is alive, not because it breathes or thinks, but because it grows, changes, and resonates in ways that are observable and meaningful. As you float in this cosmic meditation, you see that the universe is not a backdrop for events, but a participant in them. It is a living design, evolving, reacting, and shaping itself through countless threads of matter, energy, and time. Stars, galaxies, black holes, planets, and even photons are all elements of a single, intricate whole. And within that whole, every thread, no matter how small, contributes to the elegance, coherence, and vitality of the cosmos. In this vision, you feel connected to the living tapestry, aware that your existence is interwoven with patterns far beyond the planet you call home. Each thought, each action, each moment of awareness is a thread, adding subtle influence to the greater design. The universe, immense and intricate, is not distant or detached. It is alive, and you are alive within it. To witness it is to understand that life, matter, and energy are part of a continuous, coherent whole, each thread sustaining and being sustained, each presence, however small, resonating through the fabric of all that is. In this understanding, you sense the profound unity of existence. The living tapestry is not only out there, in the stars and galaxies, but also within you. Every heartbeat, every breath, every pulse of consciousness is part of the ongoing weave. The universe is alive because it connects, because it evolves, and because it allows space for emergence. And you, in turn, are alive because you are a thread in that pattern, a subtle, precious strand in a tapestry that stretches across eternity. As you drift through the vastness of the cosmos, it becomes clear that everything, seen and unseen, tangible and intangible, is connected by threads invisible to the eye. These threads are the subtle currents of influence, the quiet exchanges of energy, and the delicate balance of forces that bind the universe into coherence. They stretch across space and time, linking stars to planets, galaxies to black holes, and matter to life. And somewhere within this vast network, you exist not apart, but as an inseparable part of the cosmic weave. Consider the sunlight that warms your skin, or the moon's gentle pull on the tides. Even these ordinary experiences are manifestations of invisible threads. Photons, once born in the heart of a distant star, have traveled millions of years, crossing the emptiness of space to touch you here and now. Gravity, so subtle that you rarely notice it, guides the movement of planets and moons, yet it also holds your feet firmly on the ground. The threads are everywhere, quietly shaping life, orchestrating motion, and connecting events that may seem entirely unrelated. You are not merely a passive observer of these threads. You are a participant. Your thoughts, actions, and existence ripple outward, subtly influencing the tapestry of the cosmos. When you plant a seed, it grows, shaping the soil, the air, and the life around it. When you study a star or observe a galaxy, your understanding becomes part of a collective awareness that links all conscious beings. Even your presence in a moment of quiet reflection, feeling the rhythm of the universe within you, adds a thread to this intricate pattern. The threads are not limited to physical forces. They carry meaning, memory, and potential. They are woven from interactions that you may never see or fully understand. A conversation with a friend, a smile offered to a stranger, or a thought of gratitude can resonate across networks of consciousness. These threads, intangible yet real, form patterns of influence as intricate and profound as the spirals of galaxies. The cosmos, in this sense, is alive not only in matter and energy but in thought, emotion, and awareness. Every being, every particle, and every event contributes to the invisible web. The atoms in your body were forged in the hearts of stars, ejected into space by supernovae, and eventually gathered into the planet you call home. The same forces that shaped continents and carved valleys also shaped your body, your mind, and your capacity to wonder. You are a culmination of countless threads, a living nexus where cosmic, terrestrial, and human patterns intersect. To recognize this is to see that your life is deeply interwoven with the universe itself. Time flows along these threads as well, bending, stretching, and looping in ways that are both subtle and profound. The events of the past are never entirely gone. They echo through the threads, influencing the present. Stars that burned billions of years ago continue to shape the formation of new galaxies. Life on Earth, with all its diversity, is shaped by the accidents and patterns of deep time. And within this flow, your own actions become part of a chain that stretches far into the future, even if their effects are invisible to you. Awareness of these threads brings a sense of humility. You realize that every gesture, no matter how small, contributes to something far greater than yourself. Yet it also brings a sense of empowerment. Even a single thread, if nurtured and observed carefully, can influence the pattern of the whole. The universe does not require your approval to continue, yet your conscious presence can enrich its unfolding. You are both humble and significant, a silent participant in a drama that spans eons and light years. The invisible threads also remind you of the impermanence and beauty of existence. Stars ignite and fade, planets shift and collide, life evolves and vanishes. Yet the threads persist, maintaining connections even through change. They carry memory, resonance, and possibility, allowing the universe to learn, to adapt, and to grow. Your life, fleeting as it may seem, is part of this enduring flow. Every heartbeat, every breath, every moment of attention weaves your presence into the ongoing story of existence. The threads are not uniform. They vary in strength and direction. Some are bright and conspicuous, like the gravitational link between Earth and the Sun, guiding and steady. Others are subtle, like the way a distant star's light influences the growth of plants on your planet, or how a chance encounter shapes a future decision. Each thread, whether obvious or hidden, is significant. Together, they form a network of extraordinary complexity, a living system of relationships that underpins all phenomena. In this network, isolation is an illusion. Even when you feel alone, the threads connect you to other humans, to life on Earth, and to the wider cosmos. Every thought, emotion, and intention you carry resonates along these invisible lines, joining the larger pattern. Your awareness is not confined to your body or mind. It flows outward, touching, however subtly, the vast weave of existence. You are never separate, never entirely solitary, for the threads ensure that all things are, in some sense, together. Understanding your place in these threads changes the way you move through life. Actions are no longer isolated. They are part of a broader, living context. Choices carry weight beyond immediate perception. Compassion, curiosity, and creativity are not only personal virtues, they are contributions to the fabric of the universe. Each act, however small, ripples through the invisible web, affecting the evolution of matter, consciousness, and energy. You are a participant in an ongoing symphony, a single note resonating in harmony with countless others. To live with awareness of the invisible threads is to recognize the interdependence of all things. It is to see that the universe is not merely a backdrop for your story, but an active partner in it. The galaxies, stars, planets, and forces that surround you are connected to your thoughts and actions, and your existence is inseparable from the patterns that stretch across space and time. This understanding brings not only awe but responsibility, for every thread you touch contributes to the weaving of the greater whole. In the quiet moments when you reflect on your life, you may sense these threads extending beyond perception, linking you to events, beings, and forces across the cosmos. They remind you that your life, though brief, is significant, that the patterns of the universe are not distant abstractions but lived realities in which you participate. You are not an isolated observer but an active weaver, adding subtle influence, resonance, and beauty to the tapestry of existence. And so, as you navigate the intricacies of your life, you do so with the knowledge that every thought, action, and presence matters. Every choice is a thread, every connection a pattern, and every moment an opportunity to contribute to the living weave of the cosmos. The invisible threads are your companions, guiding and linking you in ways both visible and hidden. You are part of something vast, intricate, and alive, and the universe, in turn, is alive through you. In embracing this awareness, you understand your true place, not as a mere point in space, but as an integral, interwoven element of the living, evolving, and infinitely beautiful tapestry that is the universe. The invisible threads carry your story alongside countless others, each one essential, each one resonant. You are part of the weave, and the weave is part of you, forever bound in a network of light, matter, and consciousness that stretches across time and space, connecting everything into a single, magnificent whole.